Hey, how's everybody doing? It's Junior with Daily on Transmission, back with another little video. Today we're doing a build on the 4080E. That's what we're doing today. Right now what I'm going to do is drop in these rear washers, this rear planetary, to get the build started going. I already got her dressed up, we got her painted up. Now what we'll do is we'll drop this in and then we'll flip it over and we'll put the seals in the back. Right, first washer going in. It sits right here just like this. A little bit of grease on your case bushing. Before we go any further, what we'll do is we're gonna take this case, flip it over. The reason we flip it over before we keep going, at the seal in the back, we wanna take out before we put in the new one. All right, just like that. Flat screwdriver over here. Bam.
Mic check, 1 1 2 1 2.
Upon washer in the back, just like that. Drop it in just like this. Bam, baby. What you know about it? Damn, what you know about it, dog? Little washer neck on the planetary down here. Two little tabs, make sure they line up in the little holes right here. Gotta fill it. All right. Now what we wanna do is wanna find our thin snap ring just like this one. It's very thin and distinguishes itself from everything else. It goes in immediately. I like to do it before because then I forget. Grab a screwdriver, hold it from my hand, tap it down. There you go. See that? Just like that. Start a screwdriver, stick it in the hole. Reverse servo. See, just like that, it lines it all up. I misinformed y'all. This goes after reverse band. I don't know if y'all remember this little thin snap ring that I told you to consume. Remember, it's the bottom groove, none of the top ones. Just like that. This sits in the rear planetary assembly. Sits where the reverse band runs. Drop it in before we put the little gears in it so they don't fall out. See? And there you go, just like that. These are the ones that I'm telling you going after so you don't drop them. But you got these going directly to their groove right here where they lock and they sit. Bam, there you go. See how they hit? Make sure that these hit. See, if you roll it this way, it rolls. Roll it back, it hits. Sun gear, next one that goes in, very important. You drop it in here just like this, spin it just a little bit. Bam, there you go. Bushings. Let me change these O-rings out, change this little lube feed out, and we'll be back. All the washers down here, all the brown washers. So you always gotta know what you're doing. I'm gonna miss the washers, it goes right under here. These holes up with the holes here in the case. I usually go down with this line, follow in the center, like this. Once we drop this in, what I like to do is I come back and I grab my shaft, I put it in, help it fall. Just like that, buddy. Thick snap ring. The one that holds it in. I guess it ain't changing. Hey. Oh, now what I like to do is we already got the rear section assembled. We're gonna put in the rear seal and we're gonna put in the side feed hole so that way we don't forget. All right, let's get to it. So the reason that I do this is so this seal doesn't end up getting pinched or hurt when you drop the shaft in. It goes right in and you don't have any of those problems. All right. We just put the rear seal in the case. The reason I do this so this shaft doesn't pinch the seal when we put it in the case. After we slide it in and we have it all sitting in the seat the way it's supposed to sit all the way down. Take a seal strap and I go like this around it just to make sure that the seal is tucked in and it's not, you know, the other way around. Now we take the snap ring and put it in. And feed hole installed. Make sure y'all get the right O-ring. If you don't get the right one, you will have a leak. It usually comes in a bag with the little snap rings in it. All right, come back and tighten it. Make sure you do it with a wrench because if you hit it with the impact, you can break it. These are very brittle, the aluminum, that'd be good. All right. Also, what we want to do before we keep going is we want to install our reverse servo and our center support bolt, because if we don't, what we could do is forget and we could have a problem when we go back and air check. So it's better to do it now that we have the transmission disassembled still. All right. Get it over here, look. This is where you check the activation. This is where the bleed hole's at, and this is where you check your reverse band to be applied. See how it's tucked in?
Yeah.
Then you let it go and it goes out. That's how you know your reverse servo is working. Boom. That's it. All right, we got reverse, guys. We got reverse. So now that we know we have reverse, we already air checked the rear section. So what we do now is stand it up and keep going up. Keep sack up going. Cushion goes first, and it's still. Clutch. Still. Pressure plate at the end. So we got all this in. Then we look for our other snap ring. This one's thinner than the one that goes on the bottom. It's still pretty thick and it's wide, so you can't really confuse it. We're gonna put our band in before we put our drum, because then it won't be able to get in. Right here, before we put our drum in, we air check, make sure our clutches activate. Just like that, see? Okay, got a good center support. I'll put my forward and direct drums together. We'll be back.